What is up, fans? I am your host, Alex Kramer, and I'd like to welcome you back to the greatest pod on turf. What is up, Kiernan?
What is up, fans? Welcome back. We've been away for a while. Don't worry, we're not going to get into that. Just know this is the start of a new legacy. What we want to talk about first is a sports pod, so we just want to get into the whole new Kevin Durant situation. It did happen a while ago, but it's still pretty much fresh. And the fact is, he hasn't been traded. It's not looking like a trade's going to go down. Maybe the Suns are trying to get him. It's just here's the deal, man. Here's what I want to say first and foremost about this thing. The Nets, you have this whole deal with the Nets and Durant. It's about the equal value. How do you get equal value for KD? And the truth is, they're just never going to get equal value because, I mean, what even is his value, dude? The guy's like 30.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's overrated.
It's not even that he's overrated. Like, he's obviously a great player, but he's like 35 years old at this point. You know, you got to give up so much to get him. It's like, what even is his value? You can't even.
You hear what they wanted? You hear what they wanted from the Lakers?
They wanted what do they want? Kyrie.
They wanted LeBron, AD, and like pretty much they wanted pretty much the whole team for him.
It's just not going to happen. The Nets, they're asking for too much. It's just not going to happen. You know, like
play.
It's not even that the Nets are asking for too much because, like, the Nets, they're the ones who define Durant's value, right? They're the ones who put the price tag on. But like no one is able to meet those demands. Even though his value is probably true, like that's probably what it is. No team's going to meet those demands.
The thing is that value doesn't add up. If any of these teams traded what the Nets want for KD, they're going to lose for the next 10 years. That's not going to be what KD wants, and that's not going to be what fucking the team wants because he's not like. He's great and all, but he's not a player who can be put on a team with nobody. And it's been proven, obviously. He's not a player that can be put on a team with absolutely nobody and carry them to the fucking championship. He's not that good. He's not that good.
Bro, there was a point in time where you could put LeBron on the worst team in the league, and they would instantly be the favorite to win the championship.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's never been the case with KD. But like I was saying, bro, you have KD. This is why a trade's never going to work. Because in Nets, it's like, what are you even going to do? Because is KD worth 10 first-round picks? On a superstar? Maybe he is. But they're not going to get that. So, like,
what's he going to play for? 4 more years? 3 more years max?
I don't know what it is. And you know what else I heard, bro? Some stupid stuff I heard the other day, man. It's this. They were talking about Justin Herbert, all right? The quarterbacks for the Chargers. Everyone knows him. They said his value is worth, any franchise quarterback is worth 10 first-round picks, right? And I'm like, dude, you got to think about this, okay? How was Justin Herbert acquired?
Picks.
A pick. One first-round pick got you Justin Herbert. There's quarterbacks who come in the draft every single season, every single year.
That could be as good as Justin Herbert.
You could trade up with 3 first-round picks probably to the number 1 pick. And get the next quarterback, and then you'll still have 7 picks to go. So how is his value 10 first round? You know, people just look. I know I was against the whole quarterback thing. I said it on the spot. I think people overvalue the quarterback. But dude, I might have to change my mind because you've seen what happened, dude. And football's coming up soon. Let's get into it. Like, the thing with the QB is it's the most important position in sports, and you can't argue that. The Bengals were a dumpster fire for years, irrelevant. They had no winning ways. They would get into playoffs, losing the wild card every time. No one cared.
Bucks too.
Joe Burrow comes to town. Cincinnati wins or goes to the fucking Super Bowl. You have Brady to the Bucks. I was in Tampa before Brady got there. No one cared about the Bucks. He gets there first year. They win the Super Bowl. Matt Stafford, the Rams, not going anywhere. They've replaced Goff with Stafford. They win the Super Bowl. Facts. The quarterback is the most important position in sports, and everyone obviously knows that. But I just want to change. You know, obviously you still need the defense and the whole deal, but I publicly said on the show that I don't think the quarterback is as important as other people do. And I still don't, but it is very important, dude.
It is. It's more KD, he back to him. He's good and all, but he's not worth that. I think honestly I'd be more apt to pay more for Kyrie.
Yeah, but Kyrie, you're dealing with like so much other stuff.
Yeah, but not really in a different city, dude. He just had to do that shit because of the vax. Like, nothing would have happened with him.
If he played in, like, Milwaukee.
Yeah, exactly. No, like, all this shit that everyone says about, oh, Kyrie this, Kyrie that. Kyrie has such a bad attitude. He really doesn't, dude. He just didn't want to get the vaccine, which is like not having a bad attitude.
Here's the thing, dude. If Kyrie would have played with the Raptors, he wouldn't have been able to play any
Games at all.
road or any games at all because he couldn't be in Canada, right?
Yep.
And then he couldn't go to the U.S. because there's still restrictions. And let's talk about this, bro. With these Toronto teams, it's such a stupid advantage that they have at these vaccines. Look, bro.
Shouldn't be in the if they want to keep that shit up, they shouldn't be in the fucking American leagues.
Bro, why is it that these vaccine regulations are still happening? We've seen COVID, bro. Like, the vaccines, if they work for people who get the vaccine, what's the problem? Like, dude, if you have a guy who's unvaccinated, right, and he doesn't get the vaccine, you're saying to him, the argument for him to get it is you're putting yourself and others in danger. Okay?
But not really anymore, yeah.
Here's the thing. Themselves, they are putting in danger, right? I guess, if you want to call it danger for not getting it. But other people, the only other people they're putting in
shouldn't be in danger if it works, yeah.
If it works, the only other people you're putting in danger are the unvaccinated. So if you just don't want to get it, just get the vaccine, right? But the thing is, why are they banned from coming into another country if they're only putting themselves at risk?
No,
if the vaccine works.
I don't even want to get into it.
You don't want to get into that?
No, because we've reiterated it millions of times on our show.
You're right, dude. We've talked about this vaccine. Go listen to our old episodes. Go listen to our old episodes talking about the vaccine.
But back to the Nets. The Nets to me, I don't know. I mean, I guess Kyrie plans to play, but I don't know.
Dumpster fire.
They're shit, but they do have Ben.
Dude, that's not a compliment.
Ben, I don't know. I mean, KD would be cool on the Sixers, but it's not going to happen. I mean, the thing is, I'd be willing to give up like fucking. I wouldn't be able to give up Maxi's the problem, and that's probably that's the breaking point right there. I think.
Dude, most of the stuff that wins titles is not like people think it's like 2K where you got to just get all the best players together.
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. You have to have cohesion. You have to have a team. It's a team sport. The team has to be running on all cylinders. You can't just get Kyrie, James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Embiid, put them on one team, and then let's just play. It's not how it works. You then just have KD. And this is why the Nets.
That's too many hotheads in one place.
This is why the Nets failed. They did not have a system. They thought they were good enough. They had enough talent.
Their coach is absolutely horrid.
Yeah, that is a joke. Like, they thought they had enough talent together where they could just come out, not even play in the regular season, and just go out in the playoffs and win because they're that good. Well, their pompous ass got swept in the first round by a team that's been playing together for years and that has cohesion.
I think they would have been better if Ben played.
Well, Ben, he let his teammates down, and you can't argue that.
No, 100% he did. But the other interesting thing is the Jazz, dude. They're going to be absolutely dog shit.
That's just who they are. The Utah Jazz are just irrelevant. And
I love Donovan Mitchell on the fucking Sixers.
Dude, even when the Jazz are good, like they were the first seed, everyone knew they weren't winning shit. Like they're just irrelevant. Yeah. I'm sorry, Utah Jazz fans, but you guys got to get your stuff together. Like you have to trade Donovan Mitchell. You have to get a real superstar like Luka Doncic, or you're like Donovan Mitchell. He's like a faux superstar. He's like a phony. He's not.
I do want to talk a bit about the Sixers moves and hear what you have to fucking say about what they did with the draft and fucking all these weird, in my opinion, weird signings. Do you think that they're gonna actually help, or is this guy really just trying to recreate this fucking team in fucking the Houston team in Philadelphia? Because yeah, PJ Tucker, decent signing if it would have been for a year, but 3 years the guy's 40 and 10 a year. No offense? You know what I mean? He's basically the same as Matisse.
Well, it's the cost of doing business. And the thing is, contracts in the NBA, they're kind of easy to get rid of. Like, not as easy as the NFL, but they are easy. Here's the deal with that. I think they made great moves. I like Melton. He's going to, dude. Well, if you really want to talk basketball, there's these pesky guards in the East that just kill the Sixers. The Sixers have no perimeter D. Harden and Maxey, they can't hang with Hero. Hero destroyed them. Kyle Lowry, if he was healthy, would have done it. There's a bunch of like Drew Holiday. You take a look at Milwaukee, Chris Middleton. I know he's like a forward, but you know what I'm saying, dude. You have the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown, Smart, Pritchard. Raptors have even Gary Trent Jr. just destroyed him, and he's like an average guard. But He's pretty good, but here's the deal with that. They got Melton in, who's a great defender and a great shooter. You had Thibault. Here's the deal with Thibault. He's basically Thibault's replacement, but he's a point guard. Thibault was supposed to be their lockdown guard defender. But the thing is, when he's out there, your offense is hindered because he's so bad offensively. So now you have Melton in there who you could stick on the guards and he could shoot at a knockdown rate.
So
the
then
other moves they
can we trade? We need to trade fucking Thibault.
I know you hate him.
Yeah, well, no, not just him, but I hate the thing I hate and have a lot of fucking hate about is Tobias Harris. We talk about Harden and taking a pay cut and all the shit that he fucking did to fucking get the team to maybe have a little bit more talent because he's like, fuck it, I'm here. I might as well try to win.
No.
Tobias has been here for fucking years. The guy hasn't taken a single fucking pay cut, and he's absolutely horrid, and he's way worse than fucking Harden, and we're just sitting on his contract for who knows fucking what reason.
Well, he can't take a pay cut. He signed the contract. But here's the deal, like what you just said. They said Harden is a hero.
Renegotiate his contract? We can't renegotiate
No, you can't do that in the NBA, no. You can do it in the NFL. You can't. Look. Harden's not some hero. It's a mutually beneficial. It's mutually agreeable, pretty much. So people are saying Harden's some hero. He's taking a pay cut. What happened is Harden has a genius idea. He was getting $47 million. It works out for both teams, really, because the Sixers were able to make more moves this year. They got Tucker, who's he's basically not for the basketball. He's more for the rebounding and the toughness aspect of the team, which is fine.
He going to start? You see him starting?
He shouldn't, but he will.
Oh, God. What do you right now, give me a projection at our starting five.
It's going to be Daniel House in the starting five with Tobias. That's the only thing. And then it'll be Maxey, Harden,
Embiid,
Maxey, Harden, House, Harris, Embiid. But let me tell you.
Is this House guy good?
He's all right. Okay, let me tell you. Harden, he said, what happened is it's reported that it's a 2-year deal it's a 1-year deal with a player option for the second year. Okay. It's $60 million off 2 years, so $30 million a season. Harden can opt in if he wants. Here's what happened. Harden, if he would have opted in, right, taking the risk of, okay, if I perform bad, I'll never get another paycheck again, right? Because no one wants an old, aging, trash Harden. That's 47. Now he's guaranteed 60. So let's say he opts in, he takes the 30 for the first season, and he performs great. Okay, now he can opt out of his player option and get another massive deal from the Sixers, of course. Or he could opt, if he plays like shit, he could opt into the deal and get another 30. So he's guaranteed $60 million instead of $40 million. But by doing that, he did help the Sixers make deals this year. So it was mutually agreeable.
The deal sucked, bro. Like, I really feel like we could have done better off in the draft.
No, Melton's like, you're not getting anyone better than DeAnthony Melton.
You think the draft's just a bust these days?
They needed a guy. They needed a guy who could play today.
But we're never going to get there. But you used to be able, if you think about the drafts going back in time, those were deep fucking drafts, dude.
The drafts are way better today.
Better today?
Not even close. When you got past the 10th pick or whatever in the old drafts, it was all garbage. Like you occasionally.
Why aren't we fucking picking someone in the draft? Because they won't play? You know?
I don't know. I guess they just want a guy who could win now. Like, dude, the drafts today are just loaded. Like, you see players from like the NBA first round picks are more valuable than ever because you see guys who could play from pick 1 to 60. Even the second round is producing talent. In the old days, it wasn't happening. You would see maybe once in a generation a second round pick would even play in the league.
Player I would really be interested in bringing in is Gary Harris.
He's all right. The only people you could bring in now is role players. Harris, you can't trade him. I'm sure they've tried. And I know we're not like a Sixers pod. We're just like talking about the moves. Like, I'm sorry if you're a Celtics fan and we want to talk about those trades. They got Brogdon. Should be great.
They helped themselves a shit ton.
Or just whoever's listening, dude.
The Heat, honestly, the Heat, I'm not rooting for the Heat, but if they get a fucking Donovan Mitchell or some shit, we're fucked.
No, because what's he even going to do that Tyler Hero can't do, you know?
Hero sucked, bro. If you think about it, he didn't play the whole playoffs.
Dude, what can Hero do? What can Mitchell do that Hero can't do?
Defense.
No, we can't play defense.
Better than Hero.
Yeah, it's
layup, slasher.
Finisher. Hero can slash.
He can slash, but not at the same level. He's not as explosive as Donovan Mitchell.
You like Hero?
No, I don't like him after the way he acted in the fucking playoffs, dude.
He's a little,
Neither do a lot of the Heat fans. Actually, I can tell you that much.
really?
They want him fucking gone. They're like,
Yeah,
I'll
you're
trade.
down there, dude. You're down with Miami.
They will. They say they will trade Hero, Lowry, Duncan Robinson, a couple picks for KD. That's what they want.
That's just not gonna happen.
Or for fucking Donovan Mitchell. I said straight up trade Kyle Lowry for Donovan Mitchell.
It's not gonna happen.
But the fucking all right. So here's what I want to know, Kieran. You were saying the shit about Freddie Freeman.
Right.
What's going on there?
Dude, it's kind of wild. Like, okay, so Freddie Freeman, basically fans, we don't know. A lot of fans are baseball people. If you're not, I encourage you to check it out. It's not the most exciting sport. It gets boring. It used to be, but let me tell you,
bro. Phillies are gonna fucking.
They got it, bro. Analytics are ruining the game. But dude, let me tell you about Freeman. Freddie Freeman, he's a superstar first baseman. He used to play for the Braves his whole career, right? He's just a beast. Okay, he's basically like Kevin Durant of the MLB. What happened with Freeman is he won the World Series with the Braves last year, and then he was a free agent. He wanted to return to the Braves, okay? But he had this agency department who would not tell him what the Braves were offering. He just said the Braves aren't offering. When they were giving his agent deals. Freeman wanted to take a pay cut because the Dodgers were offering more money, and they offered better deals. The agent wanted more money and better deals. He's saying he wouldn't let Freddie return to Atlanta for the pay cut. So Freeman signed with the Dodgers. We don't know the whole story, but Freeman signed with the Dodgers, right, leaving the Braves. We didn't hear anything about it. We just assumed Freddie wanted to just retire in LA, right, because he's getting a little older. And apparently his wife wanted to live there. That's great. Apparently now he returned to Atlanta, right, for a series against the Braves to receive his championship ring. And he was just crying. He was so emotional. Like, the fans showed so much love, and he returned. And what happened was right after that game, he ended up screaming at his managers and firing them. And now he's threatening to sue them for what they did with the contract disputes.
As he should.
As he should. So it's basically like a whole shady thing going on. And dude, the MLB is so corrupt in every way. There's cheating in the games. There's the managers are frauds. The what do you call them? The agents are frauds. Like the Scott Boras dude is a clown. They have him at the fucking press conferences. Juan Soto, a player for the Nationals, is offered like 13 years, $425 million, and he's just declines it. He wants $500 million.
What?
And he's playing like shit.
The fucking Nationals suck. So
would you give him all
as
that
of
money?
right now? Are the Phillies going to make the playoffs?
Right now they're tied, I think.
What do they need to? I don't understand baseball.
Well, they're injured.
How do the playoffs work? Like, so obviously there's way better teams in our fucking division, right?
Yeah, the division's stacked for the Phillies.
So how would we make the playoffs?
Well, it used to be there would be at first the baseball. It's very unlike basketball, where it's really tough to make the playoffs. Only the top teams make it, but they've kind of loosened it a little bit. Here's the deal. It used to be there was just a regular season, and the top two teams would play. There was 4 divisions, the Central the West and the East. The West and the East would play a 7-game series to determine who goes to the World Series, and that was it. There was only 2 series in the playoffs. Now they leaned it so they did there was 2 wild card teams. The wild card teams would play each other, okay? And the winner of it was one and done. The winner of the one and done would play the top seed in the league. So, and then the other 2 division winners would play each other. So 5 teams, 10 teams total. Okay?
So we're hoping for a wild card.
They changed it, so they added another wild card. And basically, I guess their top 2 teams now it's basically like NFL was. The top 2 teams get a bye, and then the wild card team would face the next guy, and then 2 division winners would face each other, pretty much.
That's crazy.
So the Phillies they're probably not going to win their division. They're like 8 back right now. They're so injured. Harper's out, Segura's out, Bohm is out, Suarez is out, Eflin's out, Camargo's out, Maton's out. The whole team is pretty much fucking injured. They're running out of AAA team. There's so many problems with them right now. But I know our fans aren't really interested in baseball.
You know what the fans want to fucking hear? I'll shit on the fucking Flyers organization, probably.
Dude, what happened with that is a joke.
Yeah, I mean, they're just, ever since Snyder died and shit, that team's gone to shit.
That's right, dude. That Snyder goat, man. He unfortunately passed away, and then the team went to Comcast.
And
And
Comcast is fucking treating this team like a fucking joke, and the city ought to bring a fucking pitchfork to their fucking Comcast building and fucking tell them we need fucking players, make some cuts, because obviously the players that they're paying fucking suck dick.
dude, Comcast, they don't.
And we got rid of Claude Giroux. What do we even fucking have?
Do you think Comcast cares about the team?
No, but they fucking should. You're in fucking Philly.
Dude, they're a business and a business only. They could not care less. Ed Snyder cared.
Yeah, he cared a lot about the team.
I mean, he loved the team. Ed Snyder was a G. Like the Flyers, bro. They used to be such a prestigious organization. Like they were
dude. Their
in the
record
70s.
Disgusting. Carter
Dude, they were the only team that beat the Soviets. They destroyed them too. And then they fucking destroyed them so bad the Soviets left the game, right?
That's when the Flyers used to fight and shit all the time. It was
yeah. And then Ed Snyder goes, the Russians left the game because the Flyers were like so aggressive out there. And Ed Snyder goes, you tell those fucking Russians that if they don't come back on the ice, they're not getting paid. So the Russians came back and played the game. The Flyers just killed them. So
honestly, the Flyers in like the 2010 era were fucking way better than now too. They're just
that was like the Flyers run I really saw where they were just like with Danny Briere, Mike Richards, dude,
Hartnell and shit.
Hartnell,
sick team.
They were sick and they
in his prime.
They came back. Giroux. They came back down 3-0.
Yeah, I mean that sucks. Something you had said was that fucking UFC is becoming the favorite for sports, and it's
I know you're a big UFC guy, bro.
It's true as fuck, dude. It's the only thing that it's just good. It's quality fucking entertainment, and you know that those guys, they don't get paid like these fucking fools. I mean, yeah, they get paid, but they get incentives to win, and it's just way better, you know.
No, dude, I'm talking about like the community, like the people, like all the guys that are like popping out, all these podcasts, like they're big on the UFC.
You're 100% right, because the fucking UFC guys are cool. You know,
you're within that community, dude.
All these guys that are fucking playing in the NBA and shit, they all have to put on this persona. You know what I mean? They all have to fucking, at some point, they can't really say what they want to say. The UFC and Dana White kind of allow these guys to say what the fuck they want to say. I mean, I was watching a press conference last weekend, and it was a big fucking press conference, big fight this going weekend, and this guy was screaming fucking, he called fucking, I don't know if you know Israel Adesanya, but he's the fucking, he called his fucking, he was like calling him gay and shit. He's like, you're being gay, you fucking paint your nails and shit. And then he like stood up and screamed, "Let's go, Brandon," at the top of his lungs. Any of that shit in the NFL, NBA, maybe not MLB, but those two leagues, you're gonna get fucking probably fined by fucking those pussies.
It's not gonna happen. The NFL, all these leagues are trying to be family friendly. They want the kids make the most money, bro. Everyone knows this. They buy the jerseys, they buy the video games and all that. It's the adults aren't doing it. UFC is, they don't care. They're just gonna market it how they want to market it.
Dana White's gonna do what he fucking wants at the end of the day.
Dana's a great businessman. He's created a good company, and I'm not the biggest fan of UFC. Let me tell you, I don't know why. When I watch it, I think it's good. But I can't get myself to turn on. And first of all, it's pretty expensive. Like the pay-per-views are just through the roof.
You can't be doing that.
I know you can illegally stream it and shit, but
they need to change that. They need to become more mainstream, 100%. Because I mean, I'm sure they're making a fucking killing off the ESPN Plus and the pay-per-view and shit. But if they were on TV or had like a yearly subscription, like fantasy or NFL Sunday Ticket or something, they'd make a lot more fucking money, I think, and it would become a lot more popular than them just paying than us paying whatever I think it's like $100 fucking per fucking fight. And you have to be a member of ESPN Plus. Like, that's bullshit.
You like these fights? Like, will you tune in every weekend?
If it's a big fucking, I tuned in the last 2 weekends, 100%.
Dude, I'll only tune in if it's like McGregor or Khabib or any of these guys, you know.
Comes back soon.
John Jones, like I'm not gonna tune in for some people like that.
I tuned in last weekend, dude. There's always a good fight. I just like it. It's fucking good, dude.
But it's like for me, it's like even if it's a good fight. Like here's the thing, like NFL, I would watch like some people with the NFL. It's like that. They're only gonna watch the Super Bowl, right? For me, it's kind of like that. Like McGregor versus Khabib is the Super Bowl. Like that's the only time I really have any interest in it.
True. No, I'll watch it, but
Like the
fucking
average person doesn't care about Chiefs versus Ravens on Sunday night, but I'll tune into that.
I'm
But
ready
and
for
it's
the
like the same as Adienza versus whoever he fights.
I'm ready for the fucking NFL to start, and that's a fact.
I just like that's more my style. I know people
Nothing.
like
There's nothing. Let's just talk about baseball's on and shit, but this fucking sports suck right now.
it's the worst time for sports. There's only one really being played. It's baseball, and a lot of people don't like it.
No one really wants to watch it. The only thing actually holding up right now and holding up the fucking fans, I feel like,
UFC.
is UFC.
That's
But
a good point.
NFL's right around the fucking corner, and I know the fans probably loved our fucking. We're gonna get the picks back rolling, guys, for you. We're gonna
Different
get
style though. It's going to be actually on screen, so you can see them with a graphic.
We're gonna get through that shit. It's gonna be a good year for fucking NFL. Hopefully our teams are competing fucking better than last year.
Oh, let me tell you this shit. Like last year, the playoffs were like so good, and the year was like. I thought last year was kind of like a disappointing year for NFL. What do you think?
You hated it?
I didn't really like last year.
Well, I didn't like it because I don't really enjoy watching after fucking. I really like. I mean, I watch the playoffs.
Even though the Raiders were good, but there was just so much problems with them.
I have a hard time not like I really like to watch the Eagles. You know what I mean? Just like you, I'm sure like to watch the Raiders. So yeah, I'll watch the playoff games, but they're a lot less interesting for me when my team's not in the hunt.
Nah, not for me. Well, I'm used to the Raiders never being in there, so let me tell you.
Trust me, I'm used to that shit too. But I'm expecting more after that Super Bowl.
There was a time where I couldn't miss an NFL playoff game. Like I just had to see it.
NFL's incredible. I'll give it that. Goodell, as much of a piece of shit he may be,
It's not the NFL. It's the game of football. That's great.
yeah,
Nothing to do with NFL.
incredible. Football's incredible. The players are awesome. It's gonna be a great year for fucking football. But the thing that WNBA right now, and what do you think about this girl who's getting locked up in Russia?
Oh man, that's a whole debacle. Look,
She kind of deserves it, dude. Who the fuck's bringing CBD and bud to fucking Russia?
was it CBD? I think it was actual bud.
Well, all right, even fucking worse then.
That's dumb as shit. Like I would never even think of doing that. Look, bro.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna bring my fucking weed to fucking Russia. All right, even if it was CBD, you know how strict they fucking are. Would you bring fucking CBD and weed to North Korea? Would you ever leave the country with CBD or weed?
No, but here's the thing, though.
Dumb bitch.
You still should free her.
How are you gonna free her, dude? He's like, fuck you guys.
She's American. You gotta get it.
We are fucking Russia, so why would he give anything to us? You know what I mean?
No, bro. Dude, the argument is
Think about
that
all the sanctions we're putting on Russia just because they're fucking up Ukraine. He's probably like, fuck you guys. The only reason you're doing that is because Biden's got fucking tons of cash in Ukraine, and he's a little Ukraine cash cow bitch.
You're right.
And you know what? His son's a little bitch too.
Yeah, snorting all that crack. But
So fuck her, dude. She can be a little mule for Biden because she probably voted for him.
Did she?
Imagine so, wouldn't
Oh
you?
yeah, she did. She came out. She's like, first time I voted, and it was for you.
I hate to say that and sound like a piece of shit, but any of us humans, any of us normal people, not her, if we were to have brought in weed there or anything of that sort, we'd be locked up, no questions asked, not even a fight to bring us back. So I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We'd be fucking left there to rot for as long as we fucking had to fucking sit there. She's just as whatever. She's just as human as we are. And honestly, fuck her basketball shit. I don't even watch it. I don't even fucking watch it. Neither does half of America.
You don't gotta be like that.
It's true.
I'm telling you, bro. Like I like what she did.
That shit triggers me, dude. Everyone's like, "Oh, why don't we watch WNBA? Why doesn't WNBA get paid so much?" Probably because it's fucking boring as fuck.
It is, but bro, you still got to free BG because she's an American. Free all the Americans.
You must like BG. You know what? If KC, Kieran Craven, was fucking stuck over there, he'd be fucking rotting, sucking some fucking Russian dick for 10 years.
No, Trump wouldn't have let me rot.
Trump's not in there. Biden would have let you fucking rot.
Oh yeah, Biden's gonna let all these people rot. He lets our soldiers out.
Biden fell off his bike. That was classic.
And what also? Did you see that teleprompter thing he had?
He's a fucking moron, dude. Our country's, it's honestly, our country's the worst it's ever been.
I don't think so because there was times where it was literally in war. So this can't be worse than the Civil War.
I guess, yeah, it might not be worse than the Civil War, but I'd say modern America, I think it's the worst.
Well,
I
what
think
are you
we're
talking
worse than-
modern?
I think this is worse than the Great Depression, for sure. We're
No,
on
it's
our
not
way
worse than the
there. If
Great
not, we're
Depression.
already in it.
We're in a recession, I guess. Did they announce that?
Life's already more expensive. I mean, now than it was then. So yeah, I think it's tough.
It's just the inflation. I mean, the cost of living has increased while wages have decreased. That's a big issue.
There's a lot of big issues going on, and it's just nothing we can do about it until this guy's out of office. But the thing is,
I don't know. Like, is it really all on him? Because he has to pass his laws through Congress.
it's on his fucking. It's on his fucking. Yeah, it's on a lot. Yeah, a lot of it's on him. A lot of it is on him. Yeah, 100%. Because he fucking went in and took away all these fucking Trump era policies that made our economy so great. Just because, honestly, in my opinion, it's just to be spiteful to Trump. And because, obviously people are pulling his strings, Pelosi and shit, they're playing games with Biden to piss off the Republicans. But they don't care about us. They have enough money, so they're going to fucking do all this shit to make the economy. I don't even know why they would do it in their right mind, but they think it's right. They for some reason, the left agrees with all of the policy changes he made. But when it comes to the economy, they can't correlate the fucking two.
Right.
Like, there's obviously a big issue there. It has to do with uneducated people just believing what everyone says. But fucking, there has to be a correlation as to why our economy sucks now and was booming with Trump. And it's only been how long? There has to be a fucking correlation there somewhere.
Well, when you think about what the Democrats what their policies are, they're more based on government really running the show and more higher taxes, and the conservatives want, and they usually make economies flourish, right? Not all the time. Some of them mess it up, but a lot of the times with the lowering taxes, you give power back to the organizations. The organizations create jobs. The jobs create prosperity. That's cool. The Democrats, they want to work more towards social issues and stuff. So, I mean, you're seeing this as a result. Country's in terrible financial state. People are losing their jobs. They're not getting paid. Inflation's at an all-time high. The people I saw a poll the other day, Biden's just not doing good. Like, his approval rating is the worst it's been. It's just
that fucking idiot is still giving fucking money to the Ukraine.
Yeah, that's...
Even though we're in debt fucking trillions of dollars or whatever the fuck it is, he's still giving money to the Ukraine. He has to be giving money to the Ukraine because it's benefiting him. That's the only fucking thing. This guy's a piece of shit. He should be locked up in Russia.
Well, we're leaning into more politics, dude, when we should be a sports pod. But with all that being said,
now here's the sports thing, Kieran. Josh Allen, sick fucking guy. To me, I don't know. I'm just bummed at the fucking quarterbacks. I feel like the quarterbacks are just horrible nowadays.
Dude, listen, I love to get into Josh Allen, but unfortunately we are out of time here. And I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this episode of Great Pod on Turf. We ran it through. We exhausted it all. Check out our next episode. It's going to be a normal pod. So if you liked what we just talked about at the end there with the politics, and we don't really talk politics like that, but we talk about real world stuff other than sports. So if you want to check that out, go listen to A Great Podcast. It's two separate things. This one, we just talk sports. A Great Podcast, we talk about all aspects of life. So go check it out. Subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss anything. Don't want to miss an episode on here. Thank you for listening. We'll see y'all next time.